friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a new video and I'm here with my mom. We've done this video I think 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, but this time I want to do it a little different. So this video is going to be kind of recapping 2020. You guys saw our vision boards from last time. I believe we showed them in the video a year ago. And so we're kind of just going to be recapping on this year. And it's been an interesting year, to say the least. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but I think that I've just been reflecting on 2020, and I feel like this year has been hard, but I think that without that hard, we wouldn't have been able to grow in the way that we've grown this year. So it's been interesting, but a year full of growth at the same time. So we're just gonna talk about that. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you haven't, like this video, comment below any videos you want to see in the future, and let's get right into it.
So last year when I did my vision board, I actually wrote down the goals I had, and then I put a few pictures, like 3-4 pictures. And you know, and you told me, you're like, Mom, the vision board is supposed to be pictures of the things that you how you see yourself, what you want, your goals, whatever. And it's supposed to get you excited every time you see it. And yeah, you know, it's really good that I wrote it down, but that shouldn't be, it should be written down separate. And then the vision board is for you to just pictures of things that you would love to have, or you know, or
the vision for your life,
your like the things you want to do daily, you know, and you want to discipline yourself. So this year I understood that. Yeah,
and it's funny because the reason why I feel like pictures, obviously that's what a vision board is for, is like even my vision board, I have the 2021 here, which you guys will see later in the next video. It's like, reality is that it only excites me because it's my vision board.
Exactly.
You don't even know. Obviously I have a bunch of pictures of different places that I want to travel to, but my mom's like, okay, so explain it to me, right? Like, she doesn't understand it. So I feel like that's what makes a vision board so special, that when I look at it, I'm so excited, I feel pumped, it reminds me of my why. But obviously somebody else looking in may not understand it, and I feel like that's what makes it so special for you specifically.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like individual, you know, like each person has their own things that make them happy. You know, whatever makes her happy is not necessarily making me happy, you know. So each of us have to take the time to actually know, you know, because it takes time. It takes, you know, like you might know something that makes you happy, but when you really take the time to know yourself and to think and to write down and to cut out pictures, that's when you really realize, oh, okay, you know.
I was talking to my mom, or I don't know if I was talking to my mom or my aunt, somebody, and I was talking about how I asked a question on Instagram about vision boards, and obviously there were a lot of different answers. Some people are like, no, like it doesn't work, or like some people are like, obviously this year's been a rough year, right? So for people that it's their first time creating a vision board in 2020, it's like, that's what vision boards do, you know? But I really, even for me, right, a lot of the things that I put on my 2020 vision board didn't actually happen, right? But I think for me it's a lot less about that, right? Like, I didn't put emotional health on my vision board. I didn't put, I want to learn how to express myself on my vision board, right? I didn't put, I want to forgive people who I have bitterness towards on my vision board, you know? But all those things I grew in so much this year. So it's like, it's crazy how you, sometimes at first you think you want these things, but I feel like at the end of the day, when, especially as Christians, right, we're submitted to God, and our goal is really for His will to be done in our lives. So when we look at it that way, like every day, yes, I have my vision board, but I'm like, God, like, do you? I have my vision for my life, but really that's plan B, you know, like plan A is the plan that you have. But I was listening to Mike Todd today, a message that he has called Maybe Faith, which I'll link in the description. It's really, really good. And he was saying, you know, it's not going to be because of my lack of faith that something doesn't happen in my life. If it's God's will for it not to happen, then let it be. But it's not going to be because I didn't ask and I didn't believe and I didn't have the faith for it. And I think that's my perspective when it comes to vision boards and goals and everything. It's like, it's not going to be my lack of faith that stops me from getting there.
Exactly. And you know, one of the things is that we do a vision board. It's for ourselves, to know ourselves. But at the end of the day, those are things that we want. But at the end of the day, it's God. Like, because let's say you want to buy a big house, and then you buy the house and you're empty inside, you know, like that, nothing brings you happiness. That's why I like you said, you know, it's like at the end of the day is what God has for you. Like each individual has so much ¿cómo se dice?
Potential.
Yeah, like each individual has so much potential, but it's not about potential, because we all have a lot of potential. It's our choices, our decision, and our hard work, and to be disciplined enough to go through the hard times, you know? But it's not about that. It's about what is your like calling, what is your purpose, God's purpose in your life. Because you could do anything, but then again, if it's not what God's purpose for your life, you're gonna be unhappy, and you're gonna get there, but for what? You know?
Yeah, and I think that I've gotten to a place where it's like, God, if it ain't from you, like I don't want it. Like, even if it's on my vision board, like if I've wanted it for 20 years, like I've gotten to a place where it's like, I don't care. Like, if it's not you, God, then you please don't give it to me, you know?
And it's like you said, it's not gonna be because of my lack of faith or my lack of work or discipline or trying to be better every day or reading books or, you know, taking the time. It's not gonna be because of that, you know? It's because that's not for me, you know, because it's not God's purpose for my life.
And I think at the end of the day, it's about us doing our part, right? Like us, I'm gonna do my part and God's gonna do his. And that means what it means, right? And I know for me, like my 2020 word that God gave me was discipline, right? And I think that I thought, I don't know, I feel like when I think of discipline, I think of like work and like, you know, like really hard work or whatever. But I think in the way that I learned discipline this year was in disciplining, which I really think is the hardest form of discipline. The discipline that no one sees, right? The discipline of waking up and before going to your phone, going to your Bible, right? Like that's a discipline that no one is watching me do that, right? But I think that's the discipline that I learned during quarantine and this whole year, where it's like I have to have the discipline to be committed to myself. I have to have the discipline to be committed to my healing, and to be committed to, when I'm feeling something, asking myself those questions and journaling them and really digging deeper into, you know, it's really easy to go to church and, you know, outwardly be like, woohoo, and do all these things and serve and do all these outward things. But the hard part is that part where nobody's watching you, you know, where there's no one applauding you, there's no one saying good job. But I think that's the work of a relationship with God, the true work that nobody's seeing, but that's what real relationship looks like, you know. So I think that that's how I learned discipline this year, and that's how it applied to me. But when I heard the word discipline, and I felt like that's what 2020 was for me, I didn't think that's what it was going to look like, you know.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like, okay, I'm about to launch these businesses, I'm gonna have to use discipline, you know, and that's not what it looked like.
Work out every day and discipline, but yeah, discipline and obedience, because it's like it's little things that make such a big difference. But like you said, getting up in the morning and actually not looking at your phone, but actually reading the Bible and having that moment with God, you know, like those are disciplines that we need, like, you know, like what else, like little things.
That's what really changes, even working out and putting that time for yourself, you know, like things like that, where it really, like, that's what really matters, you know. So I wanted to ask you, obviously we're gonna go into the part of the video where pretty much let's talk about like our wins for 2020, whether it be like your favorite memory or something that you did accomplish in 2020 that you want to accomplish, or that you didn't really know you wanted to accomplish but you did accomplish.
I mean, 2020 it started out great because you know, like one of the things that you were going to Italy to do study abroad, you got to go and travel, and just me, business wise, you know, I got things, my office, things that I put in my list. You know, so you know, there's things were working good until the pandemic hit, you know, and then you were over there, and it was,
I had to come back, as you guys know.
And but it also, like, I realized, like, it slowed me down in the sense of really taking the time.
Rachel, what are you doing? Yeah, no whispering.
Okay.
You're like,
my point is that when the pandemic hit, it was something like, you know, I wasn't really worried about you. I just felt like you were good.
I was good, y'all.
Until the president, Trump, went on the news.
We don't say that word on this channel.
When he went on the news and he said nobody could come from Europe, I was like, what?
When he said that he was canceling all flights after Friday.
After Friday, so it was like Wednesday, and
I woke up crying.
No, and the thing is that I would call her, but over there it was like 3 in the morning, and I would just call her, text her. I'm like, girl, get your flight. Get your flight. You need to come before Friday, because after Friday, that's it. You know, obviously it wasn't it. She's a U.S. citizen. Right. So she could come, but I didn't know that. I thought nobody could come.
No, I didn't believe them, honey. When I woke up, I saw you sent me a text saying, oh no, forget it. I said, girl, forget it.
Oh no, because then I realized that, you know, but then again, you know.
I said, girl, are you crazy? I need to fly right now. I literally emptied my savings account. I was trying to call her so she could pay for it. I called my uncle so he could pay for it. And I'm like,
my brother,
honestly?
My brother, no, when that happened, that I was calling you, your uncle, he was like, no, I'm just gonna buy the flight. I'm like, don't buy the flight, because I need to talk to her first. And then he went in, and it was like $300, and an hour passed, and it was $4,000.
Yeah, I really emptied my. It wasn't 4,000. It was like 700.
No, yeah, but the thing is that he was gonna buy it for 300, and he waited an hour, and it went up to 4,000.
But it went back down.
Yeah, I know, but that was crazy. At that moment, you're like, oh my God, what's going on in this world?
Yeah.
You know?
So I mean, I got back, obviously.
And
let me see. I gotta think.
And the thing is that, like, that the pandemic slow us down, you know, because sometimes we feel like we're missing out, you know, like we have to be there. But this thing was worldwide. Like, everybody had to stay home, so it wasn't like I'm not missing out. And that's something we have to control our mind, because even though now everything is getting back to normal, we still have to be like, no, what do I need? I need my time alone. I need time not to look at the phone, you know, like, and we have to be disciplined enough to really do that for ourselves.
And that's the most discipline.
Yeah, but this pandemic taught us that. Because if this wouldn't have happened, we would always feel like, oh no, I need to be there. Oh, I need to do this. No, I need to, you know.
But even for me, I feel like I read a book at the beginning of quarantine called To Hell with the Hustle, because I feel like for me, I'm like a very like workaholic, but like in a weird way, because my work is on my computer. I'm just always on it and always doing something.
Somebody will open the door.
Because obviously my work is on the computer, I feel like I'm always doing something. But I read that book To Hell with the Hustle, and obviously I've been going through, you know, some emotional healing, like class with some of my girls, and I found that a lot of my worth, I found it in my work, right? So the reality is that unless I was really intentional, no, tengo que hacer video ya, okay.
Mi amor, sigue.
Oh my God, Mom, this is so annoying.
As long as you weren't very intentional,
No. I had to be really intentional with setting those boundaries. Mom. No, I'm done.
This 2020 helped me also be more aware, like more aware of me, of my family, you know, of God's presence, you know, and that's something that we take for, like, like
Granted.
we take it for granted, and we don't take that time. But it's being aware, appreciating more. I think.
Yeah.
You know? And of course, like, people that we love, you know, that are not here anymore, is, you know, is something that makes you realize you have to dedicate the time to the things that are important to you.
Yeah, for sure. And something that I say all the time on my channel, I think I said it in a video that I'm editing right now, and it's like, you know, I think this year has taught us that I feel like it's through the storm that we grow the most, that we learn the most about ourselves, that we learn the most about God, you know, because when we're in a season that is great, like, you know, we're good, we're happy, we're this, we're that, it honestly doesn't take that much faith to be in that season, you know. But when we're in these seasons of pain, of struggle, of trials, that's when we really do lean on God, you know. And that's what teaches us that when we get to the mountaintop, we're gonna already lean on him because we've been through the valley, you know. So 2020 was a year, but it's grown us, it's taught us so much. And it's so important to reflect on what you've learned, you know. So if you haven't, take the time to just reflect on what God has done in your 2020. And it doesn't have to be something that other people would clap for, but something that you've grown in, right? Like, give yourself credit for anything that has happened.
You know, one of the things that I'm super, like, thankful for is that we as a family got to spend more time together. And more than anything, because I wanted to have a better relationship with, let's say, Jonathan, my nephew. Like we actually played games, we spoke, you know, and before that he was always had practice. He always was busy. And every time we, you know, spoke, it was
with
like,
everybody though, with
you know?
even all family,
and
like obviously we live together, but sometimes you're not connected, you know. And I feel like
exactly, it's like the connection. Like we have, but it's not like only 2020. It's something that we have to be aware of. Like
be intentional about, because we're not always gonna be in quarantine, you know. Like obviously some states are in quarantine right now, and obviously, you know, we live in Florida, Miami, nobody really takes it seriously, reality is. But so we're not in quarantine, but obviously you have to wear masks or whatever. But it's something that we have to be intentional about, you know, because there's gonna be a time where life goes back to normal, and we, you know, and we still should be intentional about that family time, or about investing into ourselves, or about self-care, you know. So yeah, we're super excited for 2021. We will be doing a video on just our goals for 2021. We'll be showing you guys our vision board and all of that, so I'm very excited for that. Sorry if the video was a little choppy, we got interrupted a lot of times, so my editing is gonna be a job.
Today is actually the 31st.
Yeah, today's New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve. It's the last day of the year.
It don't matter what day it is in this house. You getting interrupted, okay?
But you know, we waited till
it really. Point is, most of my videos are choppy because I'm always getting interrupted. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Mom, for joining me on this video. I love you guys, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below any videos you want to see in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.
I told you, looking for me. Videotaping.
Dile a Meli que venga también. Go call her.
Okay.
Because I know y'all.
And then you guys cannot interrupt again.
You can either be in or out and never come in again. I don't even know what I was saying anymore.
About the vision board.
No, I got